Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, second grade. My name is Mrs. Vang, and I'm so excited to be here with you as we practice becoming a better reader and writer. Now, this week might be a review week for some of your teachers, so we're going to be focusing on grammar and writing. And this week, we're going to be really focusing on that, becoming an amazing writer. So, I have a story I wanted to share with you because all the books this week that I'm going to be sharing has to do with what we're going to be focusing on during writing time, which is writing a friendly letter. So this is a book called Thank You, Mr. Falker by Patricia Polacco. And Patricia Polacco is one of my favorite authors. And this is a book about Tricia, also known as Patricia, the author, and she had trouble reading, and how her teacher, here's her teacher, Mr. Falker, helped her become a better reader. So this book is really like a big thank you for her teacher. So she actually didn't write a letter, but she wrote a whole book just to thank him. So see if you can try to find this book in Sora to read all about how her teacher, Mr. Falker, helped her become a better reader. Now, let's get started because we are going to be focusing on grammar and writing this week. So this week, we're going to focus on types of sentences. Now, a sentence is a group of words that tells a complete thought or idea. There are different types of sentences, but today we're going to learn two of them. The first sentence that we're going to learn is a statement. Can you help me say it? Statement. That's right. A statement tells something. And it usually ends with a period because it's just telling you something. The other type of sentence is a question. And a question asks something. And it usually ends, or actually, it always ends with a question mark because it's asking a question. So remember, a complete sentence tells a complete thought, and these are different types of sentences that we can write and sentences that we can use during our writing time today. So let's practice our sentences. I have two sentences for us, and I want you to help me identify what type of sentence they are. So the first sentence says, help me read it, will you play with me? And don't forget, all sentences always begins with a capital letter, and it always ends with a punctuation. But now, or today, we're gonna now know what those sentences are called. So if I have this sentence, will you play with me? Is that a statement sentence or is that a question? Awesome, you're right, it's a question. How do we know it was a question? Because it had a question mark and it's asking something, right? Will you play with me? You're asking, and hopefully someone answers your question. Good job, boys and girls. Now, let's read the second sentence. The second sentence says, we played at the park. Again, let's check. Does it have a capital letter? Yes. Does it end with a punctuation? And that punctuation is a clue. What do you see at the end? It's just a period. And the sentence says, we played at the park, and you're just telling something. So if you're just telling something, then what type of sentence is this? Awesome, you're right. It's a statement. So I'm going to put statement here. Good job, boys and girls. Tomorrow we will continue. We're learning the other two types of sentences. Awesome job, boys and girls. So let's move on. I'm going to move this aside. Let's move on into our focus writing this week. Now, our focus writing this week, sorry, boys and girls, everything came with it. Okay, move this down here. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, this week, our focus writing is going to be on friendly letter. Now, what is the purpose of a friendly letter? Now, remember, the purpose is your reason. So what are your reasons? Why would you write a friendly letter? So your purpose could be to say hello to a friend, to tell someone something interesting that happened, to share a memory, or to say thank you for something. Now, sometimes your letter might have more than one purpose in your letter, and that's okay. Now, what are some features of a friendly letter? How do we know that you're writing a letter? Well, it has what I call 5 parts, and we're going to be learning the 5 parts of a friendly letter. So it has a heading and a greeting. It uses a friendly tone because this is a friendly letter. It shares ideas and events with friends and family. And it has a closing and a signature. So if you look on my poster, I have a template of what a friendly letter could look like. So here's my friendly letter. And remember the features of a friendly letter? I always taught my boys and girls in the classroom that it has 5 parts. We call it the heading. Do this with me. Heading, which is usually the date. The greeting, which is the dear and who you're writing to. And then we have the body. Say that with me. See how long that is? That's the longest part of our story. The body. And then I like to say we have the closing and the signature, which is down on your knees and your feet. So help me say it. Ready? 5 parts in a friendly letter. What are they? Heading, greeting, body, closing, signature. Awesome job, boys and girls. So your heading, again, is your date. Now, sometimes you'll see it kind of in the middle of the page. Sometimes you'll see it right on the left-hand side. And boys and girls, it's okay. Sometimes you'll see it here. Sometimes we'll see it here. As long as it's on top, it's okay. Your heading is always your date. Your greeting is the most important because it tells who you're writing to. And we usually start that with dear. And we always end it with a comma. Then we start our body. Now our body can have more than one paragraph. And it should have many sentences. But we indent to let us know that that's a paragraph. You see this? I always call it a 3-finger indent. You go inside from the margin so we know that we're starting a sentence. And then we have our closing. And your closing is usually like sincerely, or your friend, or love. And again, it ends with a comma. That lets us know that that's our closing. And then right underneath your closing is your signature. Always write your name. That way they know who wrote the story. Always below. Lots of boys and girls always have this trouble. You don't put your name right next to the closing. So again, your closing and your signature, sometimes you'll see it on the left-hand side, and that's okay also. So this is a template that you could use for writing a friendly letter. Now I have a expert model for you. Now this is a student, 2nd grade student named Lee, and he wrote a letter. So as I read this, I want you to see if you can figure out Lee's purpose in writing the letter and see if you can spot the 5 different parts of the letter. Ready? Let me get my reading fingers to help me read. And let's read this letter that was written by Lee, a 2nd grader. Ready? September 4th, 2014. Ooh, that was a couple years ago. Dear Shelby, it was great to see you last weekend. We had a good time at the lake, didn't we? Did you see that? What type of sentence was that? It started like a telling, and then it ended with a question. You're right. We laughed so hard when I dropped my ice cream on the beach. Then that dog licked it up, sand and all. My new school is different. Now you notice there was she indented, so that's a new paragraph. My new school is different. Again, what type of sentence? Just a telling sentence. Good job. It is bright and new, and it doesn't smell the same. It doesn't smell bad, just different. The gym is huge, and the lunchroom has a big painting of the town on the wall. My teacher, Miss Green, seems nice. I have met some nice new kids, too. Even though I moved, we can still be good friends. We have a lot of funny stories to remember together. Please write back. Send some of your silly drawings, too. They always make me smile. Your friend, Lee. Now, did you figure out the purpose? You're right. She was writing to say hello to her friend because she had moved away. And then she shared some fun memories and some events and ideas. You're right. Did she have all of her 5 parts? Yep. She had her heading, which is the date. Her greeting, Dear Shelby. We knew she was writing to Shelby. Her body. She had 1, 2, 3 paragraphs in her body. Her closing, what did her closing say? Your friend, you're right. And then the last part was her signature, you're right. And she wrote her name, Lee. So this is what we call an expert model of a student, a 2nd grade student, writing a friendly letter. So boys and girls, all this week, we're going to be focusing on writing a friendly letter. So come back tomorrow so that I can show you how to write a friendly letter. And remember, when things get hard, we just say, I am smart, I am awesome, I can do it, and Mrs. Vang believes in me. I do, just like your mom or your dad, your family, and your teacher. Remember, come back tomorrow so that we can continue practicing writing a friendly letter. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.